Okay, so you want to own a casino, buy the land, build a luxury resort, fill it with slot machines, poker tables, roulette wheels, and blackjack dealers, open the doors, then watch millions of dollars flow across the gaming floor every single day. On paper, it sounds like the closest thing to a legal money printing machine ever created. After all, casinos are designed so the house always wins. Every spin, every hand, every roll of the dice, every wager. The mathematics are already working in your favor before the first customer even walks through the entrance. Las Vegas casinos generate well over $60 billion in gaming revenue every single year across the United States. Macau, a small peninsula on the southern coast of China, once produced more than $45 billion annually from gambling alone. Some casino owners have become billionaires. Entire skylines filled with luxury hotels, shopping malls, theaters, and iconic towers were financed by nothing more than chips, cards, and probability. From the outside, it almost looks impossible to lose. If every game favors the house, if millions of people willingly walk through the doors every year, if the odds are mathematically guaranteed, how could a casino ever fail? Yet, history tells a very different story. In 2012, the Revel Casino opened in Atlantic City as one of the most ambitious casino projects ever attempted. The developer spent approximately $2.4 billion creating an enormous luxury destination. Just 2 years later, the property was sold at auction for only $82.4 million, less than 4 cents for every dollar invested. The mathematics inside the casino never changed. The house edge still existed. The games still favored the casino. Customers still gambled. Yet the business collapsed anyway. That contradiction reveals something almost nobody understands. The biggest gamble inside a casino is never made by the players. It's made by the people who build it. Because casinos don't fail when players get lucky. They fail when business decisions go wrong. By the end of this documentary, you'll understand exactly how casinos actually make money. We'll break down the enormous startup costs. Follow every major revenue stream. Discover why slot machines quietly outperform table games. See how casinos use psychology as carefully as mathematics. Explore the hidden operating costs that most people never consider. Study real casino failures worth billions of dollars. And finally, calculate where the money actually goes after taxes, operating expenses, and debt consume most of the revenue. Because casinos aren't simply gambling businesses, they're some of the most complicated hospitality companies ever built. And once you understand how they really operate, you'll never look at a casino floor the same way again. So where does every casino business actually begin? Not with roulette wheels, not with poker tournaments, not with slot machines. It begins with an experience. Most people believe casinos sell games, blackjack, roulette, poker, baccarat, craps, slot machines. But those games aren't actually the product. They're simply the delivery system. The real product is something far more valuable. Emotion, hope, excitement, luxury, entertainment, possibility. When someone walks through the front entrance of a casino, they aren't purchasing a mathematical wager. They're buying several hours where anything feels possible. Every flashing light, every celebration, every jackpot announcement, every luxury hotel lobby, every restaurant, every concert, every shopping arcade, every carefully designed walkway exists for one reason: to keep guests inside the property a little longer, because time is the casino's most valuable raw material. Every additional minute creates another opportunity to eat, another opportunity to shop, another opportunity to book another night, another opportunity to sit back down at a gaming table. Understanding that single idea changes everything about the casino business. The hotel isn't separate from the casino. The restaurants aren't separate. The entertainment isn't separate. The shopping mall isn't separate. Every part of the property feeds the exact same economic engine. The longer guests remain inside, the greater the lifetime value of every visitor. That's why modern casinos look less like gambling halls and more like luxury cities operating under one roof. Now, let's talk about what it actually costs to build one, because this is where reality arrives very quickly. You cannot build a serious casino cheaply. There is no small shortcut into this industry. Even a modest regional card room serving local customers requires an enormous investment. A smaller operation with basic slot machines, a handful of table games, and parking facilities can cost anywhere between $15 million and $50 million before opening day. That doesn't include luxury hotels, large restaurants, entertainment venues, or destination attractions. And even then, you're immediately competing against neighboring casinos, government lotteries, and online gambling apps available on every smartphone. Step up to a full regional casino resort. Now you're adding hotel towers, conference facilities, restaurants, bars, retail space, event venues, luxury accommodations. Construction costs rapidly climb toward $200 to $600 million. Projects currently under development in the United States expect capital expenditures exceeding $300 million before welcoming their first guest. But when the industry talks about world-class casinos, they're talking about something completely different. Las Vegas, Singapore, Macau to integrated mega resorts designed to become tourist destinations. Now, construction begins around $1.5 billion and often rises far beyond that. Marina Bay Sands in Singapore cost approximately $5.6 billion when it first opened. Its newest expansion carries an additional budget of roughly $8 billion. The land acquisition alone accounts for nearly $2 billion before construction even begins. Why are these projects so expensive? Because nearly every component is built to luxury standards. Massive hotel towers, luxury retail convention centers, concert arenas, thousands of hotel rooms, industrial-scale kitchens serving guests 24 hours a day, advanced HVAC systems controlling temperature across millions of square feet without interruption, thousands of surveillance cameras, private data centers, high-security cash handling facilities, backup electrical systems, luxury interior finishes, professional landscaping, parking structures, transportation systems, employee facilities. Everything operates continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're not simply constructing a casino, you're building an entire city that never sleeps. And then comes the cost that almost never appears in the construction budget: the gaming license. Without it, your billion-dollar building cannot legally accept a single bet. It's simply an expensive hotel with empty gaming tables. The gaming license transforms ordinary real estate into one of the highest cash flow businesses in the world. Obtaining that license is neither easy nor inexpensive. Some jurisdictions require application fees reaching $1 million before your proposal is even reviewed. Others require minimum capital investments exceeding $500 million simply to qualify for consideration. In certain markets, the operating license itself costs another $500 million before construction even begins. And paying the fee is only the beginning. Every major investor, every executive, every director, every significant business partner undergoes extensive background investigations. Financial records are examined, business histories are reviewed, personal relationships are investigated. Regulators search for connections to organized crime, financial misconduct, or any activity that could compromise the integrity of the gaming industry. Only after years of reviews, investigations, and approvals can construction finally move toward opening day. And earning the license doesn't mean you've won. It simply means the real business is finally about to begin. Now the casino finally opens its doors. Thousands of people begin walking across the gaming floor. Slot machines start flashing. Cards begin moving across blackjack tables. Roulette wheels start spinning, dice bounce across craps tables. At first glance, it looks like money is flowing in from every direction. But here's something that surprises almost everyone. Gaming revenue is only one part of the business. The world's largest casino operators rarely depend on gambling alone. Instead, they build an entire financial ecosystem around every visitor who walks through the entrance. Let's begin with the business everyone notices first: the gaming floor. Slot machines quietly generate the largest share of casino revenue almost everywhere in the world. Many first-time visitors assume poker rooms or blackjack tables produce the biggest profits. They don't. A modern casino may contain thousands of slot machines operating every hour of the day. Unlike table games, slot machines don't require dealers. They don't take lunch breaks. They don't call in sick. They don't need vacation time. One machine can continue accepting wagers 24 hours a day with minimal supervision. That's why casino executives often refer to slot machines as their most efficient employees. Every machine is programmed with a mathematical return to player percentage. If a slot advertises a 95% return, that doesn't mean every customer gets 95% of their money back. It simply means that over millions of spins, the machine is designed to return approximately 95% of all wagers, while the remaining 5% becomes the casino's gross gaming revenue. That 5% may sound small, but casinos aren't interested in one spin, they're interested in millions of them. Imagine a busy slot machine processing $20,000 in wagers every single day. With a 5% house advantage, that single machine generates roughly $1,000 in gross gaming revenue daily. Now multiply that across 2,000 machines. Suddenly, the numbers become enormous. The casino isn't winning because every player loses, it's winning because mathematics quietly repeats itself millions of times. Table games operate differently. Blackjack, roulette, baccarat, Dutch craps, poker. Each game carries its own house edge. European roulette gives this casino an advantage of approximately 2.7%. American roulette increases that edge to about 5.26% because of the additional double zero pocket. Blackjack can reduce the house edge below 1% when played with perfect strategy. Yet very few players actually play perfectly. Small mistakes quietly increase the casino's long-term advantage. Baccarat, especially banker bets, offers one of the lowest house edges in the casino. Craps provides excellent odds on certain wagers while offering much higher advantages on others. The secret isn't forcing players toward losing games. The secret is offering enough variety that every visitor finds something enjoyable. The mathematics take care of everything else. Over thousands of players and millions of wagers, probability becomes remarkably predictable. That's why casinos aren't emotional about individual winners. Someone winning $50,000 tonight barely changes the long-term business, because another 1,000 customers continue playing every hour. And over time, the statistical advantage steadily reappears. People often ask whether casinos ever worry about jackpot winners. Surprisingly, not very much. Large jackpots are already built into the financial model. Casinos know they'll eventually pay them. The important question isn't whether someone wins today. It is how much money flows through the machines over months and years. Volume matters far more than individual outcomes. But here's another misconception. Casinos don't want players to lose immediately. If every visitor lost their money within 10 minutes, most would never return. Instead, casinos design experiences that encourage people to keep playing. Smaller wins, near misses, bonus rounds, free spins, reward points, complimentary meals, discounted hotel rooms. Every reward keeps guests engaged a little longer, and every additional hour increases the lifetime value of that customer. This strategy is commonly known as comps, short for complimentary services. To many visitors, it feels like generosity, free drinks, luxury hotel upgrades, concert tickets, buffet vouchers, airport transportation, exclusive events. But these gifts aren't random acts of kindness. They're carefully calculated business investments. Modern casinos track player behavior with remarkable precision. Membership cards record how long someone plays, which games they prefer, how much they typically wager, how frequently they visit, how much theoretical revenue they generate over time. Executives call this theoretical value theo. Instead of rewarding players based on whether they won or lost, casinos reward them based on how much expected revenue their play generates mathematically. Someone who loses very little may still receive luxury benefits, simply because they consistently wager large amounts over long periods. The objective isn't rewarding luck. It's encouraging future visits, because bringing an existing customer back usually costs far less than finding a completely new one. Now, let's leave the gaming floor, because one of the biggest surprises inside modern casinos has nothing to do with gambling. Walk through almost any major casino resort. You'll find luxury hotels, celebrity restaurants, shopping malls, nightclubs, concert arenas, convention centers, golf courses, luxury spas, swimming pools, wedding venues, family attractions. None of these exist by accident. They're all designed to increase customer spending beyond gambling. Imagine a couple arriving for a weekend vacation. They book a hotel room, eat breakfast, enjoy a spa treatment, attend a concert, shop for luxury goods, reserve dinner at a premium restaurant, have drinks late into the evening, then spend several hours on the casino floor before returning to their room. By the time they leave, gambling may represent only part of their total spending. The casino has earned revenue from multiple independent businesses operating under one roof. That's why integrated resorts have become the dominant model around the world. They're no longer gambling destinations. They're complete entertainment economies. Conventions bring thousands of business travelers. Concerts attract entirely different audiences. Restaurants welcome local residents who never place a single bet. Retail stores generate income throughout the day. Luxury hotels create recurring occupancy revenue. Every department strengthens every other department. A guest arriving for a conference may decide to gamble. A gambler may stay another night because of a concert. A concert visitor may dine at one of the resort's restaurants. Every business supports the entire ecosystem. And then there are the high rollers. These are the customers most people imagine when they think about luxury casinos, private jets, exclusive suites, personal hosts, reserved gaming salons, million-dollar betting limits. At first, it appears casinos spend enormous amounts of money entertaining wealthy guests. In reality, they're making carefully calculated investments. Some VIP players generate millions of dollars in wagering volume during a single visit, even if the mathematical advantage remains small. The enormous betting volume creates extraordinary expected revenue. That's why casinos compete aggressively for these customers, offering luxury accommodations, private transportation, exclusive dining experiences, personal concierge services, and access to invitation-only events. Not because they're being generous, because every relationship is evaluated as a long-term business asset. By this point, casinos appear almost unstoppable. Gaming produces revenue. Hotels generate income, restaurants stay busy, retail shops remain full, entertainment attracts new visitors. VIP players wager extraordinary amounts. Everything seems designed to make money. But behind all that luxury lies one of the most expensive operating businesses in the hospitality industry. And that's where the real challenges begin. But despite everything you've seen, casinos remain one of the most expensive businesses in the world to operate. Every day, thousands of employees arrive before the first guest: dealers, security officers, surveillance teams, hotel staff, housekeepers, chefs, bartenders, cashiers, technicians, IT specialists, maintenance crews, managers. A major casino resort can employ several thousand people, making payroll one of its largest ongoing expenses. Then come the operating costs. Electricity powers millions of lights, slot machines, escalators, elevators, kitchens, and climate control systems 24 hours a day. Hotels require constant cleaning. Gaming equipment needs regular maintenance. Restaurants replace inventory every day. Luxury facilities demand continuous upgrades just to remain competitive. Security adds another enormous cost. Modern casinos operate under some of the most advanced surveillance systems in the world. Thousands of cameras monitor nearly every gaming table, cash room, and public area, while cybersecurity teams protect millions of customer transactions from digital threats. Governments also take a significant share. Gaming taxes vary across jurisdictions, with operators paying millions every year before calculating their final profits. Compliance audits, licensing renewals, and financial reporting create another layer of unavoidable expenses. History has repeatedly shown that even famous casinos aren't guaranteed to survive. Revel Casino invested billions into creating one of Atlantic City's most luxurious destinations. The property looked spectacular, yet enormous debt, weak customer. Demand and poor financial planning eventually pushed the business into bankruptcy. The lesson wasn't that casinos don't make money. The lesson was that building an expensive property doesn't guarantee a profitable business. In the end, owning a casino isn't about beating gamblers. It's about managing capital, controlling operating costs, understanding customer psychology, balancing risk, and making thousands of business decisions every single day. Players may gamble with chips. Casino owners gamble with billions of dollars. The cards, dice, and roulette wheels were never the biggest gamble inside the building. The biggest gamble was constructing the building itself. Because while every player hopes luck will change their life, the smartest casino owners never rely on luck. They rely on mathematics, discipline, and one simple truth. The house doesn't win because it's lucky. The house wins because it understands the business behind every bet.